Everyone joined? Then start. Okay, anyone can volunteer. Are you seeing the slide clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll start. Okay, so today's topic is barrier contraceptive methods. So there are various types of barrier contraceptives, like you have condoms, you have external condoms, internal condoms. What are these? We'll just tell you after some time. Then there are diaphragms, cervical cap, contraceptive sponge, and dental dam. So page is not changing. Wait. We're not moving to the third slide somehow. It is taking some time to load, so just be patient. Start. Okay, it's not happening. I'll just keep trying. Just be patient. Okay, it's loading now.
You may start now.
Oh, yeah. Can you see the slide? I am not seeing the slide in my end.
Yes, sir, we can see.
It is not yet visible in my part. I can't understand what you are seeing actually. Just be patient.
Yes, sir.
There is no other way I can speak because if I am not seeing myself, how can I speak? Just be patient. Let me see. It is saying reload to display presentation. Something went wrong. Okay, I'll try to do it directly from the computer. Just wait. Let me see what I can do. Now see if you can see. Let me know.
Yes, sir.
It's visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Let me go to the next slide. Yeah. You see this external condom slide, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll move now. Okay. So I'll just go back. So these were the types we were discussing. So there are certain external and internal type of condoms. Then you have diaphragms, cervical caps, cervical sponge, and dental dam. Now, regarding male condom, this is what we mean as external condom. So simply, they are very effective mode of contraception, and you have to use. This should be used correctly and consistently. Now, why it is important among various contraceptive methods? Because it can provide dual protection. It protects from unwanted pregnancies, also sexually transmitted infections. Now, key reason for high failure rate is its inappropriate use by the clients. So appropriate use is important to have the cheat codes. Next, this is a small definition of what we mean by this. This is actually a sheath which fits the man's erect penis, and it's made of latex rubber. Some condoms can become coated with lubricant or spermicide, and it's available in different size, shape, colors, and textures. Regarding effectiveness, if the partner 100 women start using condoms with typical use, 14 of these women are likely to get pregnant in the first year of its use. And with correct and consistent use every time, there are 3 pregnancies per 100 women in the first year of its use. Yeah, condoms can obviously prevent different types of sexual transmitted diseases like HIV, gonorrhea, syphilis. Regarding its advantages, as we said, it can prevent sexually transmitted infections, diseasable soon after childbirth. So then there are no hormonal side effects, and it can prevent ectopic pregnancies. Usage can be stopped anytime if the couples wish. So it's convenient in that way. So if they are planning to conceive, they can stop, and it can be stopped anytime. And a sort of occasional contraception, no routine is required. It can be kept easily with oneself in case sexual act happens unexpectedly. Men of any age can use it. Healthcare advice is generally not required before it's used, so it's something common anyone can use as a required basis. It's easily obtainable and sold in most places. It empowers the men to take the initiative to prevent pregnancy and sexually transmitted infections. This is what man empowerment. Man can do something in this regard, and it might also help in certain cases of premature ejaculation. Next, regarding disadvantages, the key disadvantage is allergic reaction to the latex, which is mostly latex causes itching, and some people may be allergic to the lubricants used in a condom, and the couple has to has to give time to put on before commencing sex. So for some people, this might not be a comfortable way of its use because they get interrupted during their act. And small risk of sleep is also there during sexual intercourse. And if used with oil-based lubricants, it can break down sometimes. Next, regarding the medical eligibility to use condom, only one condition prevents its use, that is severe allergy to latex rubber, and as it causes itching, swelling, redness. Despite allergy, a client at risk of sexual transmitted infection should use condom. So at that time, allergy should not be a bar because sexually transmitted infection can be prevented by its use. Now, we as physicians have to explain our client how to use it. So these are some steps which are to be followed on its use. So after unpacking, unpacking should be in a manner that the condom is not damaged. So you hold at the end and tear from the ribbed edge, and it has to be facing the rolled ring should face away from the penis, and then it's placed on the tip of the penis and unrolled downwards. And if condom doesn't unroll easily, it should be discarded and new one should be used. And these are sometimes condoms are available mostly in a lubricated manner. So additional lubricant use is not advisable because it can damage it. And after the ejaculation, the client should hold it at the rim of the condom, so to the base of the penis to avoid its slip, so that unwanted semen slippage don't happen. And vagina should not be soiled with semen at withdrawal. It should be disposed properly by tying a knot at the rim, and disposal should occur in a hygienic manner in a trash. Now, what shouldn't be done regarding condoms? It should not be stored in a wallet because the wear and tear and the heat and friction can damage it. It should not be used with a spermicide, which can cause irritation. It shouldn't be used with oil-based products like petroleum jelly or cooking oil. This can break down the condom, and reuse should be avoided. And also multiple condoms shouldn't be used at a time. Now, what happens if a condom breaks? Immediately, spermicide should be inserted in the vagina, and when this is unavailable, washing of both penis and vagina with soap and water to decrease the risk of sexually transmitted infections and pregnancy are the initiatives. However, ideally, emergency contraception should be used to prevent pregnancy. Emergency contraceptive pills can be used in that way. Next are internal condoms. These are also known as female condoms. So it's an option for females to prevent pregnancy and sexually transmitted infections. And these are the photographs, how it looks. There are two rings actually. You can see an outer ring and an inner ring. It's a thin, soft, loose-fitting polyurethane plastic pouch-like device. You have to remember the composition. The male was made of latex, and this is polyurethane. It lines the vagina, and it has two rings. An inner ring is a closed end, which is used to insert the device inside the vagina and hold in place. The outer ring remains outside and covers the external genitalia. It can be used with a lubricant without compromising its integrity. The client should be explained about its use. The woman places The closed end high in the vagina, sometimes before sex, and closed end contains a flexible ring. It's entered by squeezing inside of the inner ring together with the thumb and the forefinger. So you can look into books for better insertion mechanisms. Pictorial diagrams will be available. Using the finger and the inner finger, the ring is pushed until it rests on the cervix and the outer ring will remain outside. And the outer ring should be twisted and then pulled out when the sexual intercourse is over, because otherwise semen spillage can happen. So outer ring is generally twisted and then pulled so that no spillage occurs. Like male condom, immediate removal is not required, but it should be removed before the woman stands up to prevent semen spillage. Regarding disposal, like sanitary napkins, it can be disposed in a clean and a private manner. Advantages: this is female control contraception. No medical condition stops its use. Some men find it more comfortable. It has less decrease in sensation than male latex condoms. Offers greater protection as it covers both internal and external genitalia. It is actually stronger because polyurethane is 40% more stronger than latex, so stronger than male condoms actually. And less frequent breakage happens, 1% contrasted to 4% of male condoms. So 1% chance is there of a female condom to break down, whereas it's 4% when it is male condoms. And longer shelf life even under unfavorable storage conditions. So you remember when we were talking about male condoms, we said wear and tear issues are there. This is less applicable here. So disadvantages, if there are some women may find it difficult to insert and remove. So clients might not find comfortable always. Some people might find it messy, and it's also expensive than the male counterpart. What shouldn't be done regarding female condoms? Shouldn't be used with an internal condom, and there is risk of tearing. That means female condom should not be simultaneously used with a male condom. The partner should not use another. So that's what it means. Reuse should be avoided, and it should not be flushed because it can clog the toilet. Next is the diaphragm. What is a diaphragm? It's you can see in the picture, it's a dome-shaped, flexible silicon ball. It's placed over the cervix, and it covers the cervix and prevents sperm entry into the uterus. For additional protection before its insertion, spermicide is placed on the bowel diaphragm and its edges. So you can use spermicide, one can use spermicide simultaneously so that additional protection can be obtained. 12 out of 100 typical couples using it will get accidental pregnancy. Now, how to use it? It can be put in up to 2 hours before the sexual act. So this can be inserted 2 hours before the sexual act commences, and it should be left at place at least 6 hours after the act is over. However, it shouldn't be left for more than 24 hours. After each use, the diaphragm is washed with mild soap and water, air dried, and stored in a diaphragm case. I'm going to include a photograph of a diaphragm case. There are small baskets in which the diaphragm can be kept for another use. Use of powder oil-based lubricants like petroleum jelly can damage it, so we are not supposed to use it. Ideally, a diaphragm should be replaced every 2 years. Regular checks should be made for any weak areas or holes. If detected, it should be replaced immediately. Can diaphragm protect from STI? No. Simultaneous use of condoms are advisable to protect from STIs. Advantages? Well, it does not contain any hormones. It does not interrupt the sexual act due to pre-insertion. So it is inserted a few hours back. So During the act, there is no interruption, usually not felt by either partner, and it's long-lasting, usable up to 2 years. Regarding disadvantages, it does not protect the client from sexually transmitted infections. It can become loose during the sexual act and not usable during menses, not usable in certain medical conditions like frequent urinary tract infection, increases the risk of urinary tract infection, spermicide-late allergic reaction of the vagina and around surrounding skin can happen, strong odor or vaginal discharge if it is left at the place for a long time, and rarely toxic shock syndrome can happen. Next is cervical cap. Cervical cap is like a diaphragm only its diameter will be less. So small bowel-shaped latex or silicone cup are the cervical caps. It's similar to diaphragm, but smaller, used with spermicidal cream or gel. And users who have not given birth, 20 out of 100 will get pregnant each year on using this device. Cervical cap care is something identical to the diaphragm care we said. So after each use, it's washed with soap and water, air dried, stored in the container. Use of powder or oil-based lubricants are not recommended because it can damage the product. Ideally, it should be replaced every 2 years, and the product should be checked frequently for any weak areas or holes so that it can be replaced immediately. Otherwise, the contraception goal will not be fulfilled. Regarding its advantages, it does not contain hormones, doesn't interrupt the sex at pre-insertion as pre-insertion is required, and it is long-lasting. Disadvantages, it does not protect from sexually transmitted infections, must be used every time one has sexual activity, and it might be difficult to insert for some women, and it cannot be used during menses. Next is contraceptive sponge. This is a picture of a contraceptive sponge. It's soft foam containing spermicide, and nylon loop at the bottom is attached so that it can be removed after the sexual activity. So its usage method is first it has to be wet with water, then inserted in a vagina with a finger. It must stay in place at least 6 hours after the sexual act, and it should not be left for more than 30 hours after insertion. Regarding its advantages, it does not contain any hormones inserted before the sexual act, so it does not interrupt during the act like the other products we discussed. Relatively less expensive than that from a cervical cap. Its disadvantages, it does not protect from sexually transmitted infections. Male or female condoms should be used, therefore, to protect from sexually transmitted infections. It may cause vaginal irritation in some. It is not effective at preventing pregnancy like other methods, especially for those who have already given birth. Should be used during every sexual act. So that's the advantage. Finally, dental dam. These are more used by oral sexual intercourse type of relations. This is a square-shaped stretchy sheet made of latex or polyurethane used on the vulva or anus. And from the male condom also this can be prepared just by cutting the other edges, and you can see some demonstration on the CDC websites, and they have this. They show how this can be done. So this is dental dam, and what is not to be done? It should not be reused. It should not be stretched because there is a risk of tear. Lubricants should not be used because of risk of plastic break, and it should not be used with spermicide, which can cause irritation, and not to be flushed down the toilet because rather you should throw it down in the trash. So these are some of the references I used for the slides. You can go back and read more about these things. And thank you.
Okay.
So if you have any question, you can ask. And I'll ask the seer to send me the attendance, please. In my WhatsApp number, you can send me. So that's all for today's class. So do you have any questions, anything you want to know? Or any further clarification? Then we'll end our class here. And thank you very much for your participation. Okay. So see you in the next class. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.